morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got a new Pokémon TCG Pocket set, which has gone and been revealed. It's Secluded Springs. It's out on Thursday, the 28th of August. For anyone paying attention, that is next Thursday, less than 1 week away. 6 days away if you want to be pedantic. And I do. And it's looking good. We've got a couple of interesting cards revealed, including the legendary beasts. And yes, they are legendary beasts. They're not dogs or cats. They are beasts. Canonically, that is what we call them. And there's a pair of Latios and Latias, which are very spicy as well. Although, I'm just going to say, first thing I'm showing you here, Phanpy. Oh my word, I adore this Phanpy. This is one of the best artworks we've ever seen. It's very early, but I do think this might be my favourite artwork ever. And I don't say that lightly. It's by Okacheke, who's my favourite artist. I met them at Worlds. They are lovely. They actually knew who I was, and that was a very surreal moment. But again, lovely. Phanpy and Donphan are one of my favourite pairs of Pokemon, as you all should know by now, and the art is absolutely stunning. You add that all together, and I love it. Sadly, it's still not the optimal Phanpy for playing. The optimal Phanpy for playing is still the one that does 30 damage for a single energy. That 30 damage is way too relevant. It's a really nice number to hit. But, you know, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy this anyway. But the big headline Pokemon we're talking about here are your legendary beasts. And oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to start with Suicun. Suicun looks busted. Suicun's like genuinely fantastic. What we got from Suicun here is a basic Pokemon, good start, with 140 HP. Yes, that's really nice. And an ability, Legendary Pulse. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw a card. For what it's worth, both Raikou and Ente, I'll talk about them in a moment, they have the same ability. This is really interesting because in the TCG, the main TCG, we did actually see this as well, except it was once during your turn. If they were active, you could draw a card. Here it is at the end of the turn. If they're active, you can draw a card. I like it when we get these little parallels between the main TCG and Pokemon TCG Pocket. It makes me kind of happy. But what we've got here, in addition to the redonkulous ability, is the attack, which is also kind of redonkulous. 2 water energy, 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. Now, that is up to 120 damage. Free bench for you, free for them. That's 6 in total, times 20 is 120. There is a potential for 2 energy, 120 on a basic Pokemon. The thing is, it's also a water basic Pokemon. So you can go first. And you can't attach any energy from your energy zone when you go first. But you can use Misty. Now, you need to flip double heads. That's only going to happen 1 every 4 times, admittedly. But if you go first here, there is a potential for flipping double heads on Misty and getting this attack going turn 1, which is obviously absurdly good. Even if it's not going like before your opponents even had a turn, you're still talking about potentially 120 damage for 2 energy. Don't forget we've also got Manaphy, who's really good for accelerating energy in water decks as well. It is a low energy attack on a basic Pokemon with a great ability that draws cards. And it's one of those where, you know, your opponent can just go, ha 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 ha, I'm not going to bench this Pokemon that I want to bench to hurt you. But if they're not doing something that they want to do to try and hurt you, you're kind of already winning. I think Suicun is busted. I also like Raikou. Same ability, although we've only got 130 HP here, but you're still drawing a card at the end of your turn. And 2 energy, 60 to the active, 10 to one of your opponent's bench. And by now you should know that 60 damage in the early game, very relevant number. There are lots of Pokemon in that range. So I'm just saying this is kind of ridiculous. Now, this is less easy to get rolling. We've got plenty of ways to be accelerating up. Your lightning energy, obviously our boy Magneton, I mean, it was in the first set. That's a good way to get a bunch of lightning energy on the board. And we had Zera Aura, which I think is another card which is just phenomenal, because at the end of your first turn, you get to accelerate an energy to it, which is ridiculous. And just in the most recent set, Elemental Switch came out, which lets you move a lightning energy from your bench to your active. So the ideal situation here is that you go first, you get a Zera Aura down, and then your opponent gets one turn, but they can't evolve or anything like that, and then you can just Elemental Switch, attach for turn, and then hit Voltaic Bullet. I worry that the 60 damage isn't quite enough, but I love this as an early game Pokemon if you can get the energy out fast enough. It's not quite as easy as it is with water. We've then obviously got Ente. Why would we not complete the set? 140 HP here. Same ability that draws a card if it's active at the end of your turn. And we got 2 energy 60, but 4 energy 120. Oh. Okay. Again, fire energy accelerating, it's not ideal if we're honest with us. Yes, obviously we've still got Moltres. We've not had any kind of rotation yet. But accelerating fire energy, not quite as easy, I'm afraid. Although, if you play around with other fire Pokemon, Elemental Switch will work with fire as well. Just putting that one out there. So look, I like this one, but I worry about getting the energy on fast enough. I do think Suicun is the star of the trio at the moment, but I think the others have potential. The other one I absolutely adore here is Latios and Latias. We have a pair of them, and they've got paired artwork, which is lovely. And we do have the same artist, Raikou, doing both of them, which is equally lovely. Latias, single energy, 20 damage. If Latios is on your bench, it does 20 more. Well, 40 for 1 energy in this game is phenomenal. Remember how we all love Farfetch back in Genetic Apex because that's what it did? Yeah, it's that, but you can also hit for weakness because it's psychic. I love this. This is brilliant. It's pretty strictly for the early game, but I have no problem with this. I want to go second and do 40 damage, and like I say, especially if you're hitting weakness, you're going to be getting some basic Pokemon. But then Latios makes it even better because the ability Fantastical Floating says if you have Latias in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. What that means is if you play 2 Latios and 2 Latias, well, Latias is who you really want to start with, but if you start with Latios, you go and get Latias and then you can free retreat into it anyway. We then got free energy 120, and yes, you have to discard them all, but 120 on a single point Pokemon, that's actually pretty sweet. I like this pair. This pair are good. What else have we been shown? Well, there's a Mantike, another baby Pokemon. Remember, these come as the 6th card in a pack. So when you get 6 card packs, they're babies. A Mantike, 30 HP, terrible. No weakness, no retreat. And for no energy, take a water from your energy zone and attach it to a bench basic Pokemon. We saw this on some of the babies, like this exact thing, back in Wisdom of Sea and Sky, including Pichu. And I've seen Pichu pop up at a bunch of decks, and I know you have as well. And I'm just saying, if Pichu can do it for lightning, this can do it for water. Decent chance this sees some play. Especially with, Megas and the fact that you're going to be, take Mega Gyarados that I showed you the other day. Well, you're giving up 3 points when it goes down. So it really doesn't matter what the other 2 points do. So why not use this to set up your Gyarados and then just have one Gyarados sitting there smashing, because it doesn't matter when Gyarados goes down, the game is over. So why not sit there and play with Gyarados after getting Mantike in the early game? I think this one sounds fun. And then, of course, all your attachments can go on to Gyarados, and oh, look how that happened. Love it, ladies and gentlemen. Love it. I do think this gets a lot better with Water Megas, but make no mistake about it, this is just generally a pretty good card. Okay, this sounds fun. What else have we seen? Well, I did show you the illustration rare of Phanpy. I'm going to show you that we've also got ourselves a Milotic, just because Milotic's kind of cool as well. It's also got a nice ability. When you evolve one of your Pokemon into this Milotic, you get to heal 60 from one of your water Pokemon. And bearing in mind, we've already got Irida, so healing in water Pokemon right now, actually looking pretty sweet. We've got some nice water Pokemon healing here. You have been warned. Someone I've got my eye on, especially with things like Mega Gyarados coming. We were shown a Slugma, 2 energy, 40, 80 HP. I don't really like this Slugma, but there is a Makago coming. Maybe it could be good. And similarly, along very similar lines, we've got Stunfisk, 2 energy, 50. Don't really like Stunfisk either. And Stunfisk doesn't evolve, it's just kind of there. But also hidden in the trailer, and this was the best image I could get because these cards flew past fast, we've got the pair of Traveling Merchant and Slowking. Traveling Merchant lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and put all Pokemon tools you find there into your hand. And then Slowking, for a single energy, lets you discard up to 2 tools from your hand and do 50 for each card discarded in this way. Single energy, 100 damage on a single point stage 1 Pokemon. That's pretty sweet. You will need to draw all of your tools, but Traveling Merchant's going to help you massively. We've only seen a few cards from this set this morning, but I'm telling you, there is enough here already to make me kind of excited for this set. But I've told you all about it now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you're excited about. Tell me if you think Suicun looks as good as I think Suicun looks. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon Pocket and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.